Thank you, Aaron.
I second Kamal. I was gonna ask about the Jacksonville thing, but I think we know the answer. So,
What Jacksonville thing?
I want to say his name was William McNeil Jr., who was stopped by police officers, and they broke his window and punched him through the window.
That would have been a good question because we're not far from there. I mean, his district's not far from there. Like literally, I'm going to Jacksonville tomorrow, and it's like right there.
I
Like
feel like
as
we
you
can
drive through.
summarize from what he said to Kamal that that's not an issue in his books, from what I would.
Somebody said that's why they'll never vote for Democrat. He's not a Democrat. But nevertheless, guys, thank you so much for those that came. That was a great opportunity that we had. He's running against Randy Fine. I know y'all don't agree with my politics, but I'll be supporting him because Randy Fine is a pig. So good luck to him. Let's play this clip right here. This is Nancy Pelosi, and this is our first topic of the night.
Saying good morning, because it certainly is not one.
I'm sorry that we had some sort of technical issue. Nancy Pelosi became rich.
Why do you have to read that? We're here to talk about the 60th anniversary of Medicaid. That's what I agreed to come to talk about.
Yeah, but I wanted
what that means in the election.
I wanted to give you a chance just to respond. He accused you of insider trading. What's your response to that?
That's ridiculous. In fact, I very much support the stop the trading of members of Congress. Not that I think anybody's doing anything wrong. If they are prosecuted and they go to jail. But because of the confidence it instills in the American people, don't worry about this. But I have no concern about the obvious investments that had been made over time. I'm not into it. My husband is, but it isn't anything to do with anything insider. But the president has his own exposure, so he's always projecting. He's always projecting. And let's not give him any more time on that, please. We're going forward here. And I'm very proud of my family. And while he might make fun of us, while somebody inspired by him breaks into our home and hits my husband in a deadly fashion, hits my husband over the head, and he thinks that's a riot, I'd rather not go into some of my other complaints about him right now. Rather to talk about the 60th anniversary of Medicaid.
So basically, she's like deflecting. She's bringing up her husband getting hurt. I'm going to let Mia kick it off and talk about the bill and what's going on with that.
Okay, so this bill is from the Senate floor, S 1498. If anybody wants to look it up, it's preventing elected leaders from owning securities and investments, aka the Pelosi Act, which I see what they did. I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but it's hilarious that the queen of insider trading will now forever have a act named after her. Essentially, it is banning insider trading, and basically every single member of the Congress and Senate have to submit in writing all of their investments, their securities, and all of that. And they have to submit it to an ethics committee for compliance. And it gets published on a website so Americans can find it and see who their elected officials disclose from. And that is the key there for me. That's all going to be published on a website. So you'll be able to look up your congressman, your senator, and you'll be able to see exactly where their money is going and whatnot. And then if you don't comply, they fine you 10% of the value of those investments. So if those investments are $1 million, you have to pay 10% of that every 30 days until you comply, which also I thought was very interesting as well. So all in all, it seems like a pretty good bill. Hopefully it passes completely.
Wow. Gray, Mr. Democrat on the panel. What do you think about this bill and them naming it after Nancy Pelosi? She's been like the leader of your party for like 50 years now.
They probably have some type of workaround. They're not going to do something, Republican or Democrats, to hurt their own pockets. You can go become a congressperson and you can go there with $1,000. You go leave with $200,000 to $1 million. So they passed this. Are we really going to see these people stop getting like extremely rich and they're just a farmer when they go into office? We'll see.
I was talking to D White about this, Gray, and you know what he said? That's a
Yeah.
stupid bill. He said all they're gonna do is just have a homie do it. I have a homie,
Yeah.
put it in their name. Come on, Mr. Apolitical. What do you think about the bill? You think it's gonna be a real bill? Do you think it's BS? Do you think there's gonna be workarounds?
Man, this bill ain't gonna fucking pass. Are you kidding me? The hell? This bill ain't gonna pass. Hey, that's funny. They got a Nancy Pelosi bill. We know she the queen of insider trading. She trying to pawn it off on her husband and shit. Why is it always like the older women with like crooked wigs? They always up to no good. You cannot trust it.
Not the wig.
God
Yeah, the
damn.
wig
It's always like that. Man.
That's a
But
wig.
is this bill gonna pass? Hell no. Do I want it to pass? Hell yeah. I want this to pass because I've been trying to find out Nancy Pelosi trades right when she does it. You gotta wait like 90 days afterwards, and it's like, man, the market already done did what it's supposed to do. Is it like 90 days or 30 days that they disclose that information? Do y'all know?
Well, it's
Mia would
supposed to
know.
be. When I was reading about it, they made it sound like it was supposed to be annually or once every like 80 days or some shit like that. So they must have some sort of rotating calendar for you. Well, you got to think Congress spends half of their time on recess on vacation anyway. So they only really work like 180 days a year. If that. They work barely.
Damn. So she doesn't have to disclose her trades is once a year, or I thought it was like 90 days she had to disclose her shit. All I know is they be hiding her trades because I'll be trying to find that ish, and it's damn near impossible. And then by the time you find out, it's like, all right, the market already done moved. It's already done.
Well, what I like about this bill is it is specific. Obviously, they know about Pelosi's magician husband because it's very specific about politicians and their spouses. They specifically wrote spouses in that. So that covers her magic husband that everybody says beats the stock market every year because they're fucking geniuses out there in California. Must be something in the water.
You goddamn right. I'm in Cali. I'm a damn.
Skeptic, is this bill going to pass?
I don't think it's going to matter because, you know, when Congress is passing bills that would negatively affect them, like insider trading is already illegal and they're still doing it. If it does pass, they're going to figure out how to still make money. If it doesn't pass, we know why it doesn't pass because Marjorie Taylor Greene was also accused of insider trading. So it is on both sides. They're both doing it. It's not just like a one-sided thing, but I do think that it benefits them. Like if I have to vote on my own like behalf, whether this is going to affect me or not, I'm obviously going to vote against it. So like either way, if it does pass, they're going to figure out some way to get around it. And if it doesn't pass, we know why.
Enzo, what's your thoughts? Will this clean up the corruption?
It should. 100% should. I'm glad we're talking about this because I was just talking about this yesterday, unironically, on my live with somebody. Insider trading should not be allowed for anybody in Congress whatsoever. And if this doesn't pass, I want a name of every single person that voted against it. Primary their ass. Get them out of there. Send it to their constituents. Say, okay, these are the people that voted against you guys. If you insider trade, you go to jail. They inside trade. They make billions. They make millions of dollars. These are the people that are representing you at the end of the day. Obviously, they don't have their best interests at the end of the day. So none of this should be allowed. People that vote against this should be voted out. The corruption should be cleaned up because at the end of the day, all elected officials are public servants. They do what's best for us and what we want. And that's what it needs to go back to. And to what, sorry, I forgot who said it. Expect them to go back to being farmers and having regular jobs. Yeah, go back to that. Make money the right way. And if you fuck up, just like if we fuck up, you go to jail. There should be no, I'm in power, nothing should happen to me whatsoever. You break a law, you go to jail like the rest of us. There should be no immunity for nobody in anything. So this needs to pass, and whoever votes against it, get them out. We don't want them both sides.
Hey,
Wow.
Hey, cybersecurity asked a great question, though.
If you can't insider trade, what's the incentive for working in the government?
Right. How are they going to make their money?
Yeah, because you know that they don't pay nothing, like, and they give away time with their family, and they have to pay for rent while they're up there and have their real homes. They don't go up to Washington D.C. for like, they don't move there. They only go there for like a portion of the year because they have to be back in their, with their constituents the other half of the year. There's obligations for them to have office time and things in their state. So, I mean, I don't know. I think the alternative is, I know y'all not gonna like this, is pay them more money. I think they should. I don't think they make enough money, and then crack down.
I feel like they've already made a culture, or they've made this like this system of when they come into these, positions in government, they do trades. If it's not insider trading, they do like these buybacks, or like they give their friends these, and I'm not talking about anyone in specific, but they do give, like, they have these contracts where it's like, hey, I'll give you the city contract for the roads, you're my buddy. So, like, I don't know if that would even fix the solution, because it's become a way that they make money. Like, it's a system that they've developed. I don't really know what the solution would be, but I feel like when you're the one making the rules for yourself, you know how to get around them because you made the rule.
Can I
just looked
throw
it
a
up.
name?
They make, they make 174 grand a year. How much more should we pay public servants?
The thing is, give them free rent then, because that, like, do you know how much rent is in DC? DC rent is ridiculous.
But I thought congressmen and senators, they get like a monthly budget for their rent, right?
Yeah, they do? On top of the 174? Oh, then hell, forget what I said.
I want to say they get food. They get their food paid for, and they get a budget for living expenses. So I want to say that they do. And I don't know. I'm just going to say
looking that up right now.
Arch says they get a $5 million budget.
What? Oh,
$5 million sounds a little excessive. I don't know if it's $5 million, but I do know they have like I don't know. They get like a cut. Like,
no, they don't.
They don't have a stipend.
I just looked it up. Members of Congress do not receive specific allowances for living or food, a part of their regular compensation.
I know that. The 174 is nothing, even if they were that was their main home. Yeah, I'm not saying insider trading is right. I'm not defending it, but like bro said, what's the point then? There's no point at that point. Like, and I don't want to hear this crap about civil service. Like, get out of here.
So Nora, should they be paid $200K?
I think a reasonable amount, if you're living a portion of the year there, I think is $250 to $300.
Okay, so here's what I found. So it's not a living expense allowance. They cover office expensive, including staff, travel, and official duties. Because I'm just telling y'all I know this, okay? But telling you where they stay, if they buy a condo somewhere, it gets covered. If they have to travel, it gets covered. It doesn't come out of their pocket, and that's not included in their pay. I'm just letting y'all know.
God damn. They got it.
Well, somebody needs to run on the team.
Well, can I tell you guys some of the interesting little factoids I picked up about Nancy Pelosi's family? I even took notes. Excuse my bad handwriting. I have terrible handwriting. So did we all know that Nancy Pelosi's father was part of the mob? What? He was a mafia man. Get this. So he was a congressman for Maryland for 2 or 3 terms straight. And then he was the mayor of Baltimore for 2 to 3 terms as well. He was also part of the Democratic Party. There was a special FBI inquiry in 1961 because of his mob ties. Because he has a very long history of mob ties out there in DC, Chicago, and allegedly in Boston as well, which does not surprise me at all whatsoever. And fun little fact I found out, her family actually didn't speak Italian. They spoke Yiddish, which is very bizarre for Italians to speak Yiddish because Yiddish is the primary language of Hebrews. I thought that was very interesting.
I apologize to whoever in the chat said she was part of that persuasion. I was wrong. I thought she was Italian.
Well, by
She's not
blood,
Italian.
by blood, allegedly, but they don't speak Italian. They speak fluent Yiddish, which I thought that was an interesting little fact that we would all enjoy on this panel. I was a little taken away by that. I was like, oh, okay.
We don't claim her.
Damn, so Nancy Pelosi daddy was a gangster?
He was a gangster, which explains why she strong-armed her way into Congress in 1987 and has remained there since 1987. If you guys can't do math, I was born in 1990. I'm 35, so she's been there almost 40 years in Congress, and she's 84 years old, if you guys didn't know, this year. 84 and still running again. Her biggest donor was BlackRock Fund Services Group, Super PAC. They gave her money for this last cycle, this 2024 to 2026 cycle. They were her biggest donor. If you guys didn't know, she's made $4.95 million this year in trades. She hasn't sold anything yet. Her portfolio last year did 55% return versus the S&P only did 25% gain in the same time period. So she beat out every single private equity firm in the United States by almost double digits. But she's not insider trading because it's illegal. Somehow this random mafia lady, 80 some odd year old lady, her and her husband beat out every single person in the United States, every projection, but they're not insider trading because it's illegal.
Hold on.
Just throwing that out there.
I'm sorry. I gotta get Nancy Pelosi to air. She pulling this shit off like that? How the fuck she get BlackRock to? Nah, Mia, you don't open my eyes to some shit right now. God damn.
Crazy, dude.
For sure.
That Yiddish took me out.
If you're watching right now, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to know we go live.
Okay, so we're going to go